I joined the Royal Navy in 1960, and I specialised in microwave warfare. Radar, obviously, which uses microwave, but they don't just teach you radar, they teach you all about microwaves and other uses. So I understood about microwave warfare and how it can damage people, how it can harm people. Microwaves then were used as weapons, as they are today. It is a perfect stealth weapon, and when governments don't like a group of people, for instance, the ladies who protest at Greenham Common in England about the American missile base they camped, they were microwaved. We microwave Catholics in Northern Ireland to make them sick. It goes on all over the world. And it's a weapon that you don't know you're being targeted because the dose is very, very low, which is actually more dangerous than the high dose. It's very, very low, and it may take a year or two, but you can cause neurological damage and cancers with low-level microwaves, and you can make all your opponents sick. It's a perfect weapon for a government.
A perfect weapon for government. Keep that in mind.
Right, you need to see this, guys. So, Danielle's not been having the best sleep. She's had some new streetlights fitted outside the house, so I thought I would come and bring my radiation detector to see what's going on here. So this is in Danielle's bedroom. It's a bit of a mess, so I'm going to embarrass her bedroom. She's just making a bed. But you look, the phone is on aeroplane mode, so there's nothing coming off the phone. Look, the levels there, it says medium levels, low levels, okay? So this is a safe level. No matter where I point it around in her bedroom, watch this when I turn up to outside to these streetlights. Look at this. Look at this. This is the street lights there that I'm pointing at. And look at these levels now. That is a constant high. That is dangerous. That is not good for our health. What are the side effects of this? Cold-like symptoms. Feeling like you've got a cold. Feeling run down, fatigued, headaches, nausea. That is constant. And these street lights have been put everywhere now. I've got them outside my cottage. Outside my cottage, when I put my detector next to them, it says that they are cell towers. These are different ones, these. They're not saying a cell tower, but that is a constant level pumping out all night, 24 hours a day. The streets are full of these now. So we are being bathed in this non-stop. Guys, this is not good. This is not good for our health.
A perfect weapon for the government. That's what you're looking at.
Toxic and can be very deadly at certain levels. The wireless industries have put radio transmitters in our utility meters, many of our appliances, and of course our telephones, all kinds of gadgets all over the house. They also put radio transmitters on towers and poles all over town. There is no wireless industry executive who can swear to the safety of any of that. Many people are finding that they are sensitive to radio frequencies. They are getting sick. And there seems to be no one who will even believe that they are sick, much less be able to help them. The wireless industries have a standing policy to simply deny all claims of inquiry about negative health effects of radio frequencies. They are making a lot of money by providing wireless services, and the biological hazards of this avalanche of radiation into our living spaces is a very inconvenient factor in the wireless gold rush. Of course, wireless industries spend hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising in all of our mainstream media, and as a result, the mainstream media is more than happy to downplay and suppress any information that would discourage us from using wireless services and devices. That means you are not getting very important information that you should be getting. For instance, you should be allowed to know the particular symptoms you might suffer if you are overexposed and being harmed by radio frequencies. Here's a short list. Some of these symptoms, injuries, and diseases take 5 years or more to develop, so by the time you see those symptoms, it is far too late to avoid serious disease and possibly death. The more immediate symptoms that can help you detect the exposures are in red. Again, not all of us feel all the symptoms, But no one can escape long-term damage from excess radio frequency exposure. It is bad for you, and radio frequencies are now everywhere. Our environment is saturated. Those items in red could tell you right away that you have too much radio frequency exposure in your living spaces. Everyone has a different level of sensitivity to radio frequencies, so while you might feel fine, another member of your family might be having symptoms or health issues from the same exposures as you are getting. So someone in your house might start suffering sleep disturbances, headaches, memory loss, cognitive impairment, or changes in personality and relationships. To make this worse, these people usually have some difficulty in convincing their loved ones that there is a problem. The short-term effects of oxidative stress might be high blood pressure or susceptibility to infection or infectious disease. Endocrine damage can push you toward diabetes and various glandular disorders. These symptoms may be more gradual and less specific. Of course, all of these represent serious health problems down the line, whether we have immediate symptoms or not. There is no one who is immune to damage from radio frequencies, so if you do not have short-term symptoms, it does not mean you are not going to have long-term damage. In fact, if you are not careful to avoid the exposures now, you may have more long-term damage than a person who was sensitive to begin with. Fertility and reproduction may be one of the big ones here. The birth rate of the developed world has slowed down sharply in perfect correlation with the growth of the use of wireless technologies. Men who carry cell phones in their pocket generally have 50% lower sperm count than men who don't. Cancer is strongly associated with long-term exposures to radio frequencies. Studies have shown that any cell tower in operation for more than 5 years has an increased number of cancer cases within a half mile of the cell tower. The fact that radio frequencies are known to damage DNA means that literally anything that can go wrong with your body could be caused by radio frequencies. On a molecular level, radio frequencies deconstruct the DNA and RNA that makes you what you are. There is so much wireless now that most of us are exposed to enough radio frequencies to suffer some DNA damage.
A perfect weapon for the government. I mean, it's inescapable. All these technological advancements, we all have it in our homes, be it the Wi-Fi, smart meters, right? Phones, laptops, smart TVs, smart fridges. The list goes on and on and on and on and on, right? It is hard to escape it. And we pay for all of that so-called convenience with our health, right? We're trying to enjoy the convenience that technological advancements provide, right? At what cost? Well, at the cost of your health. And in some cases, with your life. Look at all the, various health issues the man here was going into. Jerry, right? He was breaking it all down. What we suffer because of all these weapons. This is exactly what it is. These are weapons that have been targeted against you, to use it against you in ways that your mind wouldn't even begin to wrap itself around. If informations like this are not disclosed, guess what? You wouldn't have any idea something like this is happening, because this weapon is invisible. You cannot see it. Like the first clip we saw, they've been using microwave weapons, EMFs, radio frequencies, all these things on people. They know exactly what it does. Just with the case of the fertility and reproduction, it goes, which is part of the agenda to reduce population. So if they can, reduce the fertility in men through smartphones and things of that nature, well, the job is done. And before we go any further, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash, Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continue to teach us this truth. Peace, salutation, shalom, shalom, shalom to all your brothers and sisters out there that are of the household of faith, beginning with the 144,000 mighty men of the house of Israel, down to the men, women, and children that are allotted to be delivered in these latter days, who are of the elect, and to the brothers that are pushing this gospel in all sincerity and in all honesty. To you all, I say shalom. All right, let's get back into it.
So what should we do? The first thing is to reduce your physical exposure to radio transmitters, especially the ones you carry around on your body and in your hand. Minimize the use of appliances and devices that have radio transmitters. Just get rid of them if possible. Otherwise, keep them as far away from your body as possible. Sometimes metallic shielding can be helpful. EMF shielding clothing is also available, but shielding in generally is not as good a solution as eliminating or escaping the exposures. The transmitters in Wi-Fi routers can be turned off and hardwired with Ethernet cable. If you live in an area where there are a lot of cell towers, 5G antennas, or high-power electric lines, make plans to move as soon as you can. There is little you can do to protect your health when a large set of transmitters and electric field generators are all around you. Most people do not know that electric fields, sometimes called transients or dirty electricity, are just as harmful as radio frequencies. Dirty electricity penetrates most of our homes and workplaces from wiring because of certain characteristics of smart meters, wiring errors, and electric motors in our appliances. Electric fields cannot be shielded like radio frequencies. They penetrate everything like gravity or magnetic fields. Dirty electricity calls for installing line conditioners on the wiring circuit to restore clean current to the lines. We have more information on how to do that at emfhelpcenter.com. One of the most difficult problems for both dirty electricity and radio frequencies are electronic utility meters, because you can't simply throw them away. But many people say these are the worst sources of dirty electricity and radio frequencies that they have to contend with. Most utility companies refuse to admit this problem and refuse to provide the traditional safe and lawful electromechanical meters. But there are some special ways that you can mitigate the harm and hazard of electronic utility meters without.
So why would they refuse to give you safe ways, instead of giving you these ones that totally destroy your DNA on a molecular level and, cause you all kinds of harm and health hazards? Why would they do that? Well, that is part of the agenda. They have to keep you sick, keep you mentally impaired. Because all of this stuff, they mess with your cognitive senses, right? Your brain, your thought processes, getting brain fogs and things of that nature. Because it needs you docile. And this invisible weapons, this is exactly what they do. Dirty electricity, whatever you want to call them, right? That's exactly what they do. So not only are they making you sick, they mess with your judgment. Your thought process is impaired by this technology that they have. He's going into ways to protect yourself and things of that nature. Well, the real way to protect yourself from all of this, you can do what you can. That's all we can do, right? But the main way to protect yourself, this is Isaiah, the 54th chapter, and the 16th verse. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals and the fire." Who is the I? Well, the God of the Bible, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, right? It says, "And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy." So in other words, the God of the Bible is telling you that he gives the technological know-how to all these individuals that create all this stuff. This microwavable weapons, your nuclear weapons, your atomic bombs. If you watch the movie Oppenheimer, he was getting clear vision of how to make all this stuff. The mathematical aspect of it, however it is, he got that. Well, it's backed up by the scripture. The Most High downloads how to do all of this into these individuals, the Smith, the tech giants, so-called scientists. You see? And what are they to do? It is to destroy. You see? But then again, there is a flip side to that, which is Isaiah the 54th chapter and the 17th verse. It says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Well, this perfect weapon for the government, the Bible is telling you right here, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Why? Remember we read earlier, the Most High is the one that gave them the knowledge, the wisdom to be able to make all this stuff. So the same one that gave them the wisdom to make this will protect you from the weapon he gave them. That is why it is a guarantee. You know, we do what we can, of course, to try to limit your exposure to all this wireless radiations and things of that nature, but it is basically hard to do because you still gotta you have your phones. You know, you're exposed to these things. You go to restaurants, they are there. You go to schools, they are there. You go to outside the public meetings, they are there, right? 5Gs everywhere, 5G towers. You're surrounded by it. So the true protection is from the Lord. That's why he's saying here, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn, right? So there's no, you cannot try to tarnish the image of the righteous, the true biblical prophets, right? Those that are doing their very best to stay in the straight and narrow, right? To live their life in a righteous way, right? So anyone that try to come against you will condemn them. Why? Because you are good and they are evil. So this is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. So if you are a servant of the Lord, you have hope. It's a miracle that any one of us is even alive. With all the clips with your saw, like how the hell are we even alive? Well, it goes back to the Lord. He's the one keeping us alive. Because without him, we should all be dead. We've been exposed to all of this invisible weapon for the longest, man. You know, and we're still here. We suffer from the side effects of it here and there. You get cold, you get nausea, cough, all kinds of stuff. Your whole body is hurting, but ultimately we are still here kicking it because it is from the mercies of the Lord, right? It says, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. So right here, the fact that it is in your mind, is in your spirit to do good, guess what? It is the Lord that put that in your mind. Like it says here, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. So the Most High puts it in your spirit to be righteous. Why? So he can protect you. Because the only ones he's going to protect are those that are right, not the wrong ones. The wrong ones that fall into all these weapons out there and they get destroyed by it. See? That's where we at. So you need to understand this fact. It is pertinent that you understand this fact. This is Ecclesiasticus, the 19th chapter, the 22nd verse. It says, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. So just the fact that you're able to create this microwave weapons to destroy people, it is truly not wisdom. Because if something that is wisdom is for the good, for the betterment of the world, the earth at large. You see? So the fact that you're coming up with this, all this technology to destroy, guess what? It is truly not wisdom. Smart meters, the list goes on and on and on and on. All the things that they have out there, lab grown meat. Come on, man. 3D meats, all this stuff that they have. Seedless watermelons, seedless grapes. You see, just because you can do something like that doesn't mean it is wisdom, because GMO foods, right, put fluoride in the water, pollute the water. The toothpaste you use is all poison just because you have the knowledge to do so. Well, it's not truly wisdom. Because if it's truly wisdom, you will make something that is good. Because every wicked thing that they give you out there, there's an alternative, a better alternative. Just like the clip we saw. They have ways to change the smart meters and things like that, but they wouldn't want to do that because they want to destroy you. You see? So that's what the scripture is saying here. It is truly not wisdom. Just because you know how to do that doesn't mean it is wisdom. So neither at any time the counsel of sinners, prudence, right? They just had the WEF meetings, the World Economic Forum meeting, last month in January, right? 20th, I believe, right around that time. And that is the counsel of sinners. What did they come up with? Well, how to further their NWO, their New World Order agendas. So when you see these guys, when they come together in all these meetings, Davos meetings and Bilderberg groups and G20 summits, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Well, it's just council of sinners coming together to come up with ways to destroy you, right? So it's really not prudence. They use that facade of climate change and we're trying to make it sustainable development and blah blah blah, this and that, the other. Well, there's no wisdom to that. See, it says there is a wickedness and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom. That's exactly what we have with the so-called rulers of the earth. They're nothing but fools lacking wisdom. Wanting means lacking in wisdom. They lack wisdom because if they have all the resources of the world, and look at the state of the earth. The best they can come up with is to give you lab-grown meats, carbon footprint, to try to implement microchip on every man, woman, and child, to give you the mark of the beast, digital footprints, and that is what the best they can come up with. That's the scriptures telling you here. These are nothing but fools lacking wisdom. See? It goes on, the 24th verse. It says, he that hath small understanding and feareth the Most High is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High. So the fact that you have, you don't have your PhD degrees, right? You didn't go to the most posh schools out there, right? Known schools. You didn't go to Harvard. You didn't go to, Yale, Oxford. You didn't go to all of them schools. Guess what? You are better than those that went to all of these schools, and the best they can come up with is to give you something that is claimed to be safe and effective, which turned out to be detrimental to your health. So you're better than these guys, the so-called experts, the so-called scientists. You're better than them with the little wisdom you have. Because why? Because it is not in your mind to try to come up with ways to destroy your fellow man, to commit crimes against humanity. That is why you are better than them. Because these guys are transgressing the laws of the Most High, like I mentioned earlier, trying to mix seeds. That is, you're breaking the law right there, right? Seedless watermelons and splicing DNAs. That is not okay. All in the name of science and technology, right? That is not okay. You transgress the law of the Most High, right? Let's end out with this real quick. Isaiah, the 32nd chapter and the 5th verse, it says, the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. So who is the vile person? Well, the wicked elites that run the whole show. And they prop themselves to be the messiahs, because liberal is actually a good thing. Now, when you think about liberals, you think about the far left, right? So liberal is a good thing. Let's look up some of these words. Let's look up liberal real quick.
Strong's H 5081. Nadiv.
See that? It says prince, nobles, willing, free, liberal things, inclined, willing, noble, generous. incited, inclined, willing, noble, princely in rank, noble in mind and character. You see, so noble is liberal is a good thing, but they've perverted it like they've perverted everything else out there. So when you think about liberals, you're thinking about, man, some degenerates out there, man. You see, willing-hearted. Let's look up. So these vile individuals will no longer be called liberals, because now you see them for what they are. They're not princely in mind and in character.
Strong's H 5036. Naval.
So a vile person is a fool. It's like we read earlier, fool, lacking wisdom. Foolish, vile person, foolish man, foolish women. So your so-called selected officials, that's what they are. Beginning with the wicked elites. They are puppet masters. Foolish, senseless fools, right? Only a fool would think of ways to subjugate their subjects in their digital slavery. You know? Cashless society, 15-minute cities. You're only allowed to walk around. Meanwhile, we're living in a big-ass earth. Only a fool would think like that. You see? That's what the scripture is saying here. So let's go back. So let's look up the word churl.
Strong's H 3596. Kilai.
The scoundrel.
Second entry. Kalai.
So a churl.
Kalai.
Still going. A churl person is a scoundrel. Let's look it up real quick.
Scoundrel.
It says a dishonest and unscrupulous person. Man, if that doesn't describe the wicked elites down to the so-called politicians, they're very dishonest. They always sell you a lie, right? They always do. Build back better, this, that, right? So it's good for nothing, reprobate, cheat, swindler, fraudster, trickster, charlatan, villain, beast, son of a biatch, SOB. That's a scoundrel right there. It's a rat, louse. It says cur, hound, skunk, heel, snake. You get the idea. That's what a scoundrel is. So the scripture right here is telling you that. Let's read that again. In Isaiah the 32nd chapter, in the 5th verse, if the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. So, son of a bitch, you know, we're not said to be bountiful. Or we didn't look up bountiful. Let's look that up real quick.
Strong's H 7771. Shoah. And second entry. Shua.
Yep, it says rich, crying, bountiful, independent, noble. Got that word again, noble, free, rich, generous. So this son of a bitches will no longer be considered nobles, right? They are now the kings of the earth, right? They have all the money, but at the same time they are very poor, right? They are poor in spirit. They have all the materialistic things, but the spiritual aspect of them is lacking. So you now see them for who they are. Son of a bitch. Scoundrels. War cry for help. You get the idea, right? Opulent. So let's go back. Finish this out real quick. So now you understand what this verse here is talking about. It says the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful, right? The churl, the scoundrel, said to be nobles. You see them for what they are. They're not liberals. says, for the vile, right here, for the vile person, the fool, right, will speak villainy, right? That's why they come at you with all the draconian measures, because they are vile, they are fools. Tell you that you'll be taxed for your carbon imprint, your carbon footprint in the earth, right? They tell you that what is wrong with the earth is because of cow farts. They have to eliminate all the cows to prevent global warming. You know, we have to do away with agriculture to prevent. I mean, it's only a fool that would think like that. And what is the solution to that? Well, we have to give you some made up meat, or we have to give you some bugs and mealworms and all kinds of abominable filth to eat. It says, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. So that's what the vile person does. He deprives you of everything and tell you that you own nothing and be happy. You know, take everything away from you, put you, subjugate you to some perpetual slavery, be it digital or through taxation. You know, mortgages, all of that. That is the vile person. They're the ones that come up with all this stuff. It says the instruments also of the churl are evil. Well, we just went through all of that. The invisible weapons, the microwave weapons, the 5Gs, the 6Gs, the smartphones, the Wi-Fi's, right? Streetlights, smart meters. These are all the instruments also of the churl. Even the juicy juice, you know, the juicy juice that they put inside the people a couple of years ago, right? It says that he devised wicked devices to destroy the poor. I mean, come on now. The scripture is very vivid on that. They devise wicked devices to destroy the poor. Because they themselves, they don't even use these things. They use the best of the best. You know, they're not subject to a lot of the stuff we are subjected to. Because they know the health hazard that it causes. You know, they eat the best of the best. They live in the best of the best. A lot of the times they live in wooded areas, away from people, away from all this exposure to 5Gs and 6Gs and things of that nature. You see? It says the wicked he deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. A lot of the times they write these things in through policies, you know, through their policies they destroy you. You know, a lot of the things they put in legislations is the word I was looking for, right? They put it in, but it's never anything good for you. You know, that's the draconian measures. It says, even when the needy speaketh right. The 8th verse says, but the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall they stand. So the true liberal would devise liberal things, meaning noble things, things that are good, generous things, and by these noble and generous things they shall stand. So remember, the vile person will no longer be called a liberal. Why? Because the true liberals will take over. Right? So let's close this out with this right here. Let's close out with this. This is Proverbs 29 chapter in the 2nd verse. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked, the vile person, bear a rule, the people mourn. So there has to be a paradigm shift. There have to be a change in rulership. So the righteous will be in authority, the people will rejoice again. Because by liberal things will they stand. And the wicked, they've done all kinds of evil and wicked devices, churl. And by that, they will fall. And all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kudash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone. See you next time, Lord willing. Shalom. Shalom.